Well, I have waited lifetimes for these moments. Whew. Love you. I cannot describe to you how destined this trip specifically feels for me. My birthday is February 2nd. Matthias's portal day in 2020 was February 2nd, and
Chelsea's stuff. It's she's just showing me how the tensors all bent up.
Oh,
at Elephantine Island.
these are fun.
I'm getting visions and everyone is oblivious. I know this.
I am still trying to wrap my head around this. The place is called Elephantine Island. So we're walking through this temple, and I look over and I see my friend Chelsea putting this box on the altar there. At the time, I didn't think anything of it, so we just kept walking and explored the rest of the temple.
Oh, look at this one. Interesting.
Oh, I love that.
No, but look at what happened to the shape. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What the heck? Dude, they were in the box.
Oh no, they warped?
Yeah, but how?
When we get back to the boat, she shows us her tensors. These are wound copper pendants. You can't bend them yourself. This is nutty.
Yep.
This one is blowing my mind.
Yep.
So what sort of magnetic force would make that happen?
Chelsea, I got the funniest email from the Ministry of Antiquities, and they said, "Who's the woman with carrying around the box everywhere?" Which was pretty funny.
I hope there's a way I can send them my love moving forward and to assure them that I mean no harm.
The funny thing is, I knew exactly who they were talking about the moment they said the woman with the box.
Something has shifted, now time is non-existent in this moment. Chills are running up my spine. I stop, do a double take, check if I'm awake. Focus, you've been here before, take a step on through the door. I notice
How I view myself.
All your animals.
So the first was a tiger, the second was a cardinal, and the third was an elephant.
So that's who you really are, the elephant.
Yeah. And right around that time, I started having dreams that were the end to nightmares I'd had for well over 10 years.
Untouched.
Let's see the elephants again next to this.
Elephants did not get messed up.
But these dreams were memories of another life where I was a member of a tribe.
I believe we're part of the original group that came down 13,000 years ago. I believe you're fulfilling your soul mission and have been doing so for literally, the last 13,000 years.
That was a very significant piece of what you were doing, and I can see that again, these amulets, it's almost as if I can see that you would whisper these words of power, but those words of power, they carry the vibration that they carried, activated something in the crystal, so that now the stones also carried information from this wisdom teaching that you held, because even the act of being able to use your voice in that way was from the initiations that you had gone through. And so then other people who interacted with that amulet in kind of any way, it's almost like even being in the presence of that amulet, there were those who were able to receive the vibrations from those frequencies that you had placed in it. And so then that triggered in them a remembering of these different wisdom teachings. And it was different for all of these amulets. There was not one specific type of teaching. It was different for all of them. But they are saying that this was a highly successful mission. You moved through that lifetime with a steadfast determination and a somewhat, I would say, serious, austere is not quite correct, but a somewhat serious demeanor. because you knew what you were doing. Again, even though you knew and you didn't know, it was a conscious and an unconscious thing.
And I protected that tribe by laying amulets over them, over their hearts, with specific metals, specific crystals, specific combinations that would come in at key inflection points of the tribe, like when women are giving childbirth, you know, maybe giving them a moonstone amulet, something like that, or chieftains going into deliberation, warriors going into battle. Thing just like
I don't mean to alarm people, but like my sign of spiritual warfare is like where it looks like birds were fucking chopped up alive or something. Like,
oh, did you see the piece of the bird in one of the rooms there where it was hanging from the ceiling, like but the head was missing?
No.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Piece of the bird was
No,
hanging
we're
from
under
the ceiling.
warfare.
Yeah, that's why I've carried all of these things on me. This is broken multiple times. I felt like my bones were going to explode even with all of this stuff on me for 2 days before Elephantine Island.
That's like crazy.
Yeah.
That tells me spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, that's like creepy.
Look. Oh yeah. It's like worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how they signal me about spiritual attacks.
Yeah.
Is like when I see it where it's just like crazy attack on a bird, because the birds are our messengers and our angels.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, I see. And they are explaining that that lifetime was also part of your initiation because you were acting on faith and intuition, trusting that what you were doing and how you were being guided was the appropriate step for you. And so that lifetime was an initiation unto itself. Wow. Wow. A whole lifetime of an initiation. That's a long time.
I know I have to leave, but I don't want to. Lightning in the sky over the place where I laid my prayers almost 2 years ago. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Always looking out for you. So fucking proud of you. So fucking proud of you.
No wonder you were trusted with those teachings. Very committed.
This is what I did, and I connected with the consciousness of these things, and that was the point where I started to understand that I could do that in this life, and it became very clear from these dreams that that is what I'm here for. So I kind of felt like a crazy person for years. Good job, little Cho-Cho. Look at this. And then what? 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 And then what?
They all would like kind of cap on her for being too optimistic, for being too much like believing and naive and everything.
For years, as I was buying these amulets and collecting them and finding artists that resonated with me and then taking them with me everywhere. So I just wanted to send this video to connect and tell you I'm going to lay these all out, and I hope each and every one of you can connect with one of these and find one that speaks to you, so that as we're going around these sacred spaces, you can have them with you, and these will anchor in forever the memories of the experiences we have together. And as you all go home to your families and your loved ones and to the other sacred spaces that you go to, and as you do this work, this web will be woven that will forever connect everybody that I've ever given one of these amulets to together as they do their work. And we can all benefit from the work that we each are doing as we move together through time and come together again, as I'm sure we will over time.
Beyond all polarities, I am.
Amen.
Let the judgments and opinions of the mind be judgments and opinions of the mind. And you exist behind that. It's really time for you to see through the absurdity of your own predicament. You aren't who you thought you were. You just aren't that person. And in this very lifetime, you can know it. Right now. The real work you have to do is in the privacy of your own heart. All of the external forms are lovely. But the real work is your inner connection.
I'm abundant as the Great Mother is. I'm the heiress of the sacred altars of this world. I'm a wisdom translator that hears the chants of the ones who walked before me. I'm a water keeper, and I'm a lover myself. I'm a witness of the infinite pieces that built up this existence. And I'm not afraid to testify for justice and peace on behalf of my people. I'm a curious and successful artist that acknowledges every part of myself while I keep writing my masterpiece.
Yes.
I'm a listener, and for that I shall sing. I demand a throne and a crown for every queen that pours through my pores.
Woo!
I proclaim
Yeah.
nurturing this world as my breasts fed my children. I proclaim prosperity and love and health for my family and the lands I will walk upon. I proclaim magic and joy for every children upon this world.
We find one
I commit
ember.
to sit in silence more often, so I can keep developing my relationship to the mystery. I commit to speak in truth.
Okay, so they are wanting to share this information for you to be confirmed in many things that you have already thought of, as well as to understand the choice that you made as on a soul level, to accept that lifetime and accept that depth of initiation. It is what has prepared you for this lifetime, and this lifetime being another initiation. The initiation into motherhood
We've lived our life
through this world calls on the deepest levels of trust, as well as access to the highest points of wisdom. All of the mountain peaks that you have reached in your many sojourns to Earth, but also to other planets, are called on for this lifetime, and particularly for the path of motherhood, which is another mountain that you will scale and another wisdom peak that you will reach through your journey here. And then that will be added to the wisdom and the teachings that you already hold. But that is part of your life path, and it is significant for you.
And it's interesting, my husband and I planted a willow tree like 8 years ago, and Alunia Noel, do you know that name?
Alunia, yeah, I've seen this name before.
So
Yes,
she told
yes,
me
she
I
calls
needed to sit with the tree on our land, and I sat with the willow we planted, and it told me that it represented the conception of the first child of mine, which was not a physical child. It was my life's work and my dharma, and I've come to understand it was Orion and everything having to do with it. And what is giving birth? It's loving something so much that like it really fucking hurts.
Yes.
And which is
True.
incredible to embody, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah.
But loving something that it's devotion.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Metatron was known as the right hand of God. And so I thought, well, what would be its mirror? Is there a mirror in the stars? And look at this constellation. This is Bootes.
Oh.
And right here,
it looks like Meritaten,
is Arcturus. So
it literally looks like a female archer. form, because the proportion of the waist and everything is smaller. It reminds me of Artemis for some reason.
Well, I mean, it's the left hand, so it would normally represent the feminine. But this Booties is actually known as the ox herder. Right, so the bull herder.
It's not going to be the divine masculine that comes in to save the day. I think it's going to be the divine feminine that wakes up and says, I'm going to basically jump in and control what I'm going to control. And I hold the missing key.
So I've spent the time to get close to Robert so I can help him understand, like, yo, this problem exists, and I own .Orion. I have the private key. It's mine. Just like .com, I have .Orion. And right now I'm meeting with some people that can give me more information about how that could be utilized on the Orion blockchain. But the technical side of it is challenging for me. However, where I have excelled is in my vision, my recognition, and the power of names.
So there's a great film that you can go watch on YouTube called The Maker. And it's a short little 5-minute film, and it shows this little clay man in this workshop.
Yeah.
And he's in there, and he doesn't know what to do. And there's a little hourglass that flips over.
Yeah.
It's like an animated type thing. It flips over, and the sands start going through the hourglass. So he's like, I'm going to run out of time. So time becomes this backdrop of scarcity. So he doesn't know what he's got to do, but he's like on a clock, because when the sand runs out, he doesn't know, he might just die.
Yeah.
So he's looking around the workshop, and there's all these supplies and stuff in there. There's clay, there's like teeth, there's all kinds of stuff, right? There's like musical instruments, and he's like, maybe I'm going to make another person like me, but I'm going to make a woman to be my partner. Okay. So he starts making this clay woman, right? And he makes this clay woman, and it gets to the point where he finishes up, sews her whole body together and everything. And then he's like, but it's not alive. I need to figure out a way to bring life to this thing. And so he tries everything. Finally, he tries playing his violin. And he plays violin, the music makes her dance. So she wakes up. And then he gives her a hug, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone anymore. I get to meet you. And he hugs this woman. And just right after that, the last sand goes through the hourglass. And all of a sudden, he turns into this rainbow dust and flies away. He's gone.
Okay.
So then she's left there. The clock turns over again. Hourglass turns over again. And she's left there. And she's like, I'm going to run out of time. What do I do? So then she starts taking the same materials to make a man. Right? This is exactly the story of the golem. So in Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic rabbis make goylem, which is a clay man.
Yeah.
That they eventually, when they get to a certain point in their spiritual practice, they start to emulate the process of God by making a clay man.
Yeah.
And they put the word emet on top of his head, which is Aleph Mem Tav.
Yeah.
Tav is the same as Omega.
Yeah.
And it means truth. The opposite of that word, the anagram of emet, is time. Light emits. What's the opposite of light? Time, gravity.
Why is time the opposite of light?
Because gravity, you've seen the movie Interstellar, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? Remember they landed on this gargantuan planet that was close to the black hole?
Yeah.
Right? And so they were only there for 45 minutes, but 23 years passed?
Yeah, time dilation, yeah.
It's a place of out of time. Out of time means the end of the old you. We enter into the new. What that becomes is up to you. It's your dream. Let's be real, you get what you want. It's obvious. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Relax. Let the universe come to you. Surrender. Everything will be as it should be.